Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch The Legend of Korra Season 1, Episode 6. That's it. I'm moving my hands. Yes, I still have a splint, which is more little, you know, than the last one. I have still this splint for 2 weeks now, but that's it, you know, they took out my stitches. It was 4 days ago now, something like that. It was painful a little, you know, again 7 stitches on that little thing. That was a little painful, so that's it, they took it off. I didn't move my hand, you know, I was careful with that during 2 entire weeks. I was careful the 2 days after they took out my stitches still, and now, you know, when I'm cleaning the scar, I can see that it's improving well, so that's it. I'm gonna move my hands. I'm getting tired, you know, to not be able to move as I want. You know me, you know that I'm talking with my hand. I need my hand to talk, so that's it. I'm gonna still be careful, but I'm not gonna, you know, be like that all along the video. It's annoying for me. My outfit, I'm not gonna talk about it like the last time. You've got it. I'm into a self-love mood also today, and also it's really hot. It's only the morning, you know, it's 9 a.m. It's 9 a.m. and it's already 30 degrees Celsius. I don't know in Fahrenheit. Again, I'm gonna put here in Fahrenheit how many it is, but you know, it's only the morning and it's already like that. I'm gonna finish the day. I think I'm gonna close my blind at 12 or something like that to not die because it's too hot, and to not be forced also to use my fan during the day, because I'm gonna film videos during the day and it's making a lot of sound, so I'm dealing with the fact that it's hot by being like that, you know, in short and with that outfit, and I don't care because that's it. I'm okay with my appearance now. It took me a long time, so that's it. The Legend of Korra now. I'm glad to be back to watch it. I love the show now. I said it, I think, the last time that I watched a new episode. I love these drawings, this mood, this atmosphere, the story, this new avatar and the issues that she has to resolve. Yes, I can understand that some people didn't like The Legend of Korra because it's really different for the drawings, for the characters, you know, their ages, how they are acting with each other. Also the avatar on herself, you know, she's less childish, you know, less pure, less naive than what Aang was at the beginning. She's more impulsive, she's more direct with people when she's talking and all. So it's really a total different show, a total different way of drawing the show, of writing it, writing the characters, and I can understand why people can't like it. And also, you know, the fact that with Aang, since the beginning of Avatar The Last Airbender, episode 1, season 1, we knew that the guy had to save the world. That was the main issue of the entire show. When for Korra, we know that she has to learn stuff about the bendings, and we know that she has to help to resolve the situation in Republic City, but you know, the issues are focused on a city. When Aang, it was to save the world. Maybe it's gonna change when Amon is gonna take more power, when new stuff are gonna happen, maybe, but for now, for people who loved Avatar The Last Airbender and who began The Legend of Korra with just the first episodes of this season 1, I can understand that they were disturbed, and I can understand that maybe they didn't like Korra. Me, I love it, but still, you know, I can see the differences, and I interpret in my mind that maybe it's because of these differences. One thing, you know, one reason that they can say that I saw that some of you wrote on the comments that I don't agree with, it's the fact that some of you are saying that they don't like Korra because they think that the characters are not original, you know, that they are too much like the ones into Avatar The Last Airbender, like comparing Bolin with Sokka. I don't agree. I really don't agree because for me they are really different. You can say that because into the show for now, for what I saw of Bolin, they are playing the same role as being the funny character, you know, having the funny lines and all of that, and also maybe flirting with girls, something like that. But we saw that Mako is also flirting with girls, he has already a girlfriend, and we saw also that Bolin is really different, like the brother relationship that he has with Mako is so different than, you know, Katara and Sokka's relationship. I can't describe it, really. For me they are so different, you know, they are not acting the same, they don't have the same past also. I can see really a total different relationship and also a total different character for Bolin, really. I love Bolin. I don't love yet Korra and Mako, even if I shipping them already. I said it, I felt it into my heart when they began, you know, that thing, the two of them looking at each other like that and all. I saw it that I was gonna ship them really quick. But during the last episode, I think, you know, during the episode when they kissed and Bolin saw that and Bolin had a crush on Korra and all, I was mad at them. Okay, I'm shipping them, but it doesn't mean that I'm gonna agree with everything that they are doing because of the fact that, you know, they are confessing feelings to each other and all. It was supposed to be a moment that I would love, and because of how it happened, how they talked to each other, how they treated Bolin, I hated that moment. Oh, that was wrong, that was really wrong. The consequences of that, I'm not sure that we're gonna have some, not right now, because of the fact that they finished the episode with really more the tournament, you know, in mind, the fact that they were gonna be against this team, you know, during the finale and all. So I don't think that their relationship is gonna be the center of the episode like it was the case for the last one. So yes, see, I love the show, I love Bolin, I'm beginning to love the other characters, I'm already shipping Mako with Korra. I love also the brother relationship between Mako and Bolin. I like Tenzin, I like his kids, they are fun, I really appreciate them. I love so much the music into The Legend of Korra. Again, I love them also into Avatar The Last Airbender, but for me they were less present during all of the season, they were pushed only during big moments, big episodes, when for The Legend of Korra I have the impression that we have a big one, a big music moment into each episode. And I'm not complaining about that because I really love music into shows, so it's speaking to me, you know, to act like that, to write an episode like that, because really the music is an important part of this scene, you know, it's almost like it's guiding the scene. I don't know how to say it in another way. For the issues that we have to resolve, learning the bendings, the tournament, the triads, I think that they're gonna be something also big. Amon for sure. I still have in mind that theory, you know, about the fact that to fight, or more, you know, to win against Amon, it's not only gonna be by fighting him and his army, it's gonna be also to convince people that what he's saying is wrong, which is maybe not true, you know, maybe a part of what he's saying is true about the fact that benders are taking advantage of the fact that they can bend to be superior, you know, to the non-benders. I really think that for Amon to convince people so easily, it has to be true a little, you know, what he's saying. So I think that you have to change that, you know, to take maybe political, society decisions. So after that, you can convince people that the situation is going to improve, the situation is going to be resolved, and is not going to be able to convince people so easily. Really, for me, to win against Amon, it's not only going to be by fighting him, it's also going to be by convincing people with words. It could be interesting to have that aspect, you know, into The Legend of Korra. We had a little of it into Avatar The Last Airbender, you know, political stuff like that. It was more also with Zuko and the situation with his father and his sister. But maybe it can be great to explore that in The Legend of Korra. Yes, I love also Pabu. I was thinking, you know, about the characters that I love, that I know for sure right now that I already love. Episode 6, you know, of the first season, Bolin and Pabu. Relationship Mako Korra and Mako Bolin, and that's why it's killing me, you know. It was killing me, that triangle between these three that was so wrong, and Bolin was so sweet with Korra. At one point, you know, I was almost beginning to ship them also, which is wrong. I really don't appreciate that. To have Korra in the middle of this brother relationship that I already love, oh, that was wrong. Okay, I'm gonna stop this intro right now and let's go for The Legend of Korra, the episode 6. You have my Patreon on which you can find the episodes earlier, 2 weeks earlier, and with an extended or a full reaction part, if you can be interested by that. Or just to support me, you know, to show me your support like that, for 1 month, for 2 months. You don't have to support me for a long time, you know, it can be only for 1 month, you know, to be like, hey, I like your video, thank you for your work, something like that, if you want. Let's go for this episode. I'm gonna watch 2 episodes today.
I got a good feeling about tonight. I don't care if we are the underdogs. We can take those pompous wolf bats.
It's gonna be our
The finale is tonight.
Good morning, citizens of Republic City.
Come on!
It's time for this city to stop worshipping bending athletes as if they were heroes.
Ah,
I am calling on the council to shut down, cancel the finals.
I thought about it, and I think that I even talked about it during one review.
We need to get to city.
The fact that pro-banding, you know, it's still separating banders from non-banders.
Tara, there's no way you're backing down from Oman, right?
Actually, Tenzin and I agreed for once. But think of what it means to the city. Right now, the arena is the one place where benders and non-benders gather together in peace.
Also,
The reality is, if you close the arena, you let Oman win.
Yes,
also,
exactly.
I'm conflicted. What?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I agree with the Avatar. My metal benders and I will provide extra security during the championship match.
Are you saying that you will personally take responsibility for the safety of the spectators in the arena? If she
You want her out.
elite officers can protect the arena,
Tenzin said it that he wants more power and all.
I'm afraid her issues are with me.
Ah? What did you do?
Second, you and Beifong, and you two are a couple.
What? How?
You were the girl?
Oh,
She stole you from...
Beifong.
Anyway, Emma didn't steal me. Lynn and I have been growing apart for some time. We both had different goals in life. Why am I even telling you this? Move past
It's logical, you know, if you grew up together and all.
me too.
But it seems weird to me, you know.
everything is going according to plan.
Ah, I can't remember. I think that is related to Yakone.
It would be nice if we could help each other out, at least for one night,
Like old times.
like old time.
I'll try to be less abrasive than usual.
Now, I know there's a big crowd, but don't be nervous. You're gonna do great.
Babu.
I believe in you.
I'm sorry! I'm shipping the two of you, Mako and Korra, but she's nice. Ah! Oi, oi.
And the wolf bats smell blood.
Looks like Tano snuck in an illegal icing move, but once again, there's no call.
Why?
Avatar zone 3 as well.
You protected her.
For the fourth year.
See my smile.
Just
I ship them.
unbelievable move. Avatar just bending.
into your eyes right now, it's rage.
What's wrong with these refs?
They've been paid off. It's the only explanation.
But once again, Tano sneaks in a little ice to get the upper hand.
It's illegal, you said.
Like illegal heads-up city.
No one is gonna tell to the refs that it's illegal. Like, ooh.
I'm taking this one. Let's go.
You're
and me,
gonna-
pretty boy.
Thought you'd never ask.
Don't take your dream for a reality.
Give me your best shot.
You're gonna taste it. Don't worry. Whoa, 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 whoa! Hurrah! Take a Xanax. I'm sorry.
But it looks like Tano and me are up to more shenanigans.
No, you can't.
Oh, this has gone too far. That water has rocks in it. Knock it out.
It's not illegal.
Headshots. Open your eyes, Webb.
Anybody else want to scrap with the champs?
Amon's guys. Lynn! Oh, that's it, I love Lynn. That's it. Kora, open your chakra, see that something is wrong. The water! Electricity with water!
Metal bender cops are dropping like bumbleflies. There appear to be masked members of the audience wielding strange devices on
Do something about it?
And I believe he is about to electrocute me. I am currently wetting my pants.
And you can't do anything? You can fight. So fight.
You want a piece of the wolf bats? Here it comes.
He's a good fighter, Amon, for sure, but I don't know why. I feel he's a bender.
You everything, just please don't take my bend.
You. You didn't? Why these flashbacks right now? It's related to you.
3 bullies who cheated their way to victory.
They did.
Because every day you threaten and abuse your fellow non-bending citizens. Let this be a warning to all of you benders out there. If any of you stand in my way, you will meet the same fate.
He's taking the advantage of that issue to provoke a war. Maybe you just need a war. You're gonna eat this.
Modern technology has provided us with a way to even out the playing field. Now,
How can it be, that you have all of these things,
the revolution has begun!
The technology, the money. You're a real drama queen. Really? You have the sense of what a show can be. Oh! You're under it, yes! Come on,
Great job, buddy. I'm going after Ramon.
Be careful.
out, you guys, out! Lynn. Lynn! If you're taking her bending away, I'm gonna be so pissed. She's an amazing metal bender and she learned it from mother. Come on. Cool, Lynn. Really cool. All of that to win against one guy, and it's not even Amon. It's one of his soldiers. And now... she has to give up. To save you, she gave up on following him.
Fine. Thanks to you. Don't mention it, kid.
Looks like we lost this one. I'm so glad you're okay.
Me too.
Oh.
I played right into his hand.
He played us all. Republic City is at war.
Only Republic City? I have only impressions, about Amon and what he wants to do, what he wants to create, I have the impression that he's taking advantage of the fact that there is a real issue, society issue between benders and non-benders, and I can see that. And I said before that pro-bending, okay, that's a good game and all, but it's still separating benders from non-benders. Non-benders, they can't play to that game, so they can feel like they are out of something important and all. And we saw that the triads, there were benders taking advantage of their powers, and I can imagine that, yes, in some occasions like that, benders are taking advantage of the situation. So I really think that there is a society, a political issue that Amon is taking advantage of, but I'm not sure that it's really, you know, what he wants, you know, it's really like the goal that he has in mind and all. Maybe he's not a bender, you know, like I'm feeling he is. I don't know why I have that feeling, and it's not because of the fact that he's fighting so well, you know, he's moving so well. Maybe I have that impression that he is a bender because of the fact that I'm connecting him to that Yakone, that Aang fought. They talked a little about it, we have these flashbacks with Aang. I think that there is a connection, you know, between that story with this one with Amon. Maybe it's the same guy, maybe it's his son, I don't know. But I think that it's related, and maybe that's why I think also that Amon is a bender. Or maybe it's really just about feelings, you know, impressions that I have. The fact that we have a real political society issue between benders and non-benders, that it's related to facts, you know, that I saw already into Republic City. But about Amon, the fact that for me is a bender and is creating that war, taking advantage of that situation between benders and non-benders, but what he wants, it's creating a war. It's creating a division between people. It's... I don't know. Why would he want a war? You know, the fact that he wants to fight Korra, but only at the end, you know, he said something like that, like, you're not ready, only at the end, I'm gonna keep you for the end. He said stuff like that, like, he has to create a war before that, he has to have her also maybe being an accomplished avatar. I made a theory about that during one of the last episodes, the fact that maybe he wants that to not take her bending away, but to steal her bending. I had this impression also that maybe it could be that. He's following steps, you know, he has a plan and he's following steps to make that plan accomplished. Creating a war between benders and non-benders, it's one of the steps, but it's not the conclusion, you know, winning that war and all of that. It's not the conclusion for him. For me, for what I think, and mostly for what I feel, because I can't base it really on facts, on lines that he said or stuff like that, it's really more a feeling. For me, creating that war is one of the steps, but the end is not that. The end is maybe related to Korra, to steal her powers, her bending, like I think, or maybe something else, but really, yes, one of the steps. They didn't win that fight, you know, the tournament, because the other ones cheated. And what Amon said in a way was right, just right there, you know, to say that again, benders cheated, you know, and you were cheering for these cheaters. It's still showing that something is wrong with that society, with how it's organized and all, the fact that they could pay so easily the refs to win. Pabu saved them! I'm sorry, I think that I'm gonna make that noise, you know, each time that I'm gonna see Pabu, or at least each time that I'm gonna see Pabu at the beginning of a session of binge watching for me, you know. It's so cute. I really love Lin. I saw it during the episode, you know. I knew before that I appreciated the character, not only because of the fact that she's Toph's daughter, but because of the fact that I can respect, you know, that kind of character. She's a strong woman, she's in charge of all of the security of the city, and everything that she's doing it for a logical reason, you know, for security reasons. And even, you know, if Korra is taking the fact that she's called against her, I really don't think that it's for that, and it's not only also for Tenzin. That story about Tenzin, the fact that before he was with Lin, I can understand why, you know, maybe they grew up together because of Aang and Toph being close. Maybe, you know, they were raised together and all, and it created a relationship between them, feelings between them. But I'm glad that they didn't do it, you know, that they didn't have a love relationship really, at least at the end, you know, finishing together, that Tenzin had this family with his wife and all. Maybe because of the fact that for me they are so related to Toph and to Aang that I have trouble to imagine them together. But Lin, yes, I knew that I admire her, that I respect her, that I appreciate characters like that, you know, strong women with responsibilities, you know, who are strong and all. But during this episode we learned more about her past with Tenzin, but also with how she's acting and deciding stuff, like, you know, to let the thing go out, you know, escape to save the Avatar. It's showing her priorities, that saving people is gonna come first no matter what, that she's not guided, you know, by revenge or by anger or stuff like that. She's guided by the fact that she wants to protect people, to save people. That's saying a lot, you know, about her character and her decisions and her principles. And I love that kind of principles. So yes, how I reacted when she was attacked, and how I reacting also when she's taking decisions, everything that we learned about her past, her principles and all, it's making me love her character. She's really great, she's really cool also in a way, and she can be a good ally for Korra. It's a little weird for me, I have trouble to connect with Korra fully. I love her character, I love her big mouth, I love also her impulsivity, the fact that she's acting like that. I love the fact that this new Avatar is not like Aang was, is not so calm, is not so pure and naive at the beginning, like she's really different from Aang, and I really love that. But her for herself, for now, I don't love her, and I think that yes, it's because of the fact that I have trouble to connect with her. I was gonna say maybe it's because of the fact that she's not showing her feelings, and she is showing her feelings. Like, she confessed her feelings for Mako already, and she's totally honest and transparent about what she feels, what she thinks and all. So I don't know why I have trouble to connect with her. We saw her failing and all, you know, I was thinking maybe it's because of the fact that she's also confident on herself and all. No, we saw her failing, we saw her crying into Tenzin's arms, and I even cried a little when it happened. It was nice. Yes, I don't know. I know that I love a lot of things about her and all, and I love her character into the show, but to connect with her really, I'm not there yet. These champs, I don't know if we're gonna see them again or not. I think that it could be interesting to see them again, because right there they were defeated by Amon, but maybe, you know, with an ego like they have, maybe they're gonna want a revenge, and at least they proved that they can fight, that they know how to fight well, and they were ready to fight Amon. You know, I said it, to win against Amon, it's gonna be with words, by convincing people and by changing stuff also into that society, into that city. I really think that there is an issue between benders and non-benders, something that you have to resolve to make them equal. So by words and by society and political decisions, but also by fighting them. And maybe these guys can help us during that moment, can be into our army in a way. We'll see. That was a good episode. That was a mix, you know, between the game, the tournament, but also Amon and what he can do when he wants to do. And also to discover more about Lin. How can she be with Korra? What ally she can be for Korra. Okay, I'm gonna stop this video right now and I'm gonna watch one more of Korra today. So it's all for you for today and it's all for me for now. So bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Hey.